Hey everyone, Malorium is my idle aquarium game, for PC and soon Android and iOS. I've been working on it on and off for around 3 years, and it's really changed a lot. If you have any suggestions or questions about the game, please ask them in the comments. Now let's get into the video. I've really been planning the game out recently, and trying to keep the scope pretty small, so it's realistic and will actually get finished and released. Over the past few weeks, I've been working a lot on finishing the saltwater content for the game. I plan to have 6 fish for the saltwater tanks, and 6 for the tropical tanks, with different decoration options and plants, as well as different critters. I've now finished making and adding all of the saltwater fish into the game. I'm definitely no expert in modelling, rigging or animating, but I've gotten a lot better and faster since I started this project. Originally I'd modelled, rigged and animated all within Blender. Now I only model and rig in Blender, without limbs or external objects. Then I import those into Unity and animate it all in the editor. Making variants of each fish is also a lot quicker now. In my old devlogs, it would take me maybe a month to create and add new fish into the game. Been around a month now, and I've added 3 new types with a total of 30 variants. One thing that the game has really been lacking was customization and options that the player can change. Before this update, everybody's game looked pretty much the same in the playtests. The blue background, only 4 different sand options, and 3 tank shapes, with 3 fish types. Well, I intend on changing that a lot. There are way more sand variants to choose from now. I'm not entirely happy with all of them, as I feel that some of them don't really match the colour palette, but I will work on them further. Let me know which you like and which you don't like, please. I've also added the option to change the background colour in the game, and once I've got all the new content added, I'm going to work on adding way more stones, logs, and lots of different props and plants into the game to choose from. Creative mode will be coming in a few updates time, and that will allow the player to customize their tank fully. Save the decoration of their creative mode tank and use that in the main mode as a preset. I've also been trying to work on the settings and add more in-depth options. Torrentails had left a comment, suggesting an option to remove the tank glass, which I've added here. Thanks a lot for the idea. I've also added display options like full screen resolution, an FPS cap, quality options, and a lot more to come. I added some ease of life features too, which I think will especially help when I come to make the mobile version of the game. One piece of feedback I got was that some playtesters really struggled to click on the fish, whether it was them being too zoomed out or the fish being too small and moving quickly. Regardless, you can now just press tab to auto-select a fish in the tank and then press tab again to cycle through every single fish within that tank. You can even do the same with critters to easily select anything you want. To sell from here, you can right-click them, or on mobile there will be a sell button visible when a fish or critter is selected. When discovering a new fish before, the camera pans into them to show you what you've discovered, like a little cutscene. Then it would snap back to the default camera position. I understand if you're looking at something else, or you're like me and want to chill at the perfect camera angle, it can be very frustrating, so it now saves where the camera was previously, and after the discovery cutscene it reverts back to that position. I may also add an option in settings to disable the cutscene completely, so you just get the UI prompt. I've been working on improving the camera controls too, to give the player a bit more freedom following feedback. If you have any more suggestions on how I can improve the feel of the game overall, please let me know in the comments. I have one more feature left to add before I add creative mode, but I'd like to keep it a bit of a surprise, so that should be finished and in the next devlog. Most of the fish I've shown in the background so far are just the typical fish, but I thought it would be cool to have some unique behaviours, so I went with the pufferfish as the final for the saltwater group. The pufferfish, when it gets too close to another fish, will pause and puff up for a small duration before changing its course. There is a puff cooldown so it doesn't happen too frequently, and they won't puff up whilst trying to breed or look for food. It was pretty simple to add. All I did was make a second version of the fish model, without fins, and pulled the center of it out to be more rounded. Then inflated that model within the current model. I think the effect looks quite cute and funny, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I also made this quick scene, which I'm hoping will be a better way of displaying the fish variants in YouTube Shorts. It's a quick way of cycling through every single type of fish and all of its variants, to see them all swimming around whilst I show them off. I'll cycle through the fish here to show you all of the types that have been added so far. I'm pretty confident with how development is going. So as to not burn out, between big updates, I'll try and work on little prototype projects, just small scope ones. If anything worthwhile comes up, I'll make a video on them. As well as maybe joining a few more game jams. So if there's any good ones coming up, let me know and I'll consider joining them. Also, thanks so much for 1,000 subs. I posted a quick thank you in a YouTube short already, but it really means a lot to me that so many of you have subscribed and watched my videos, so thanks again. If you like my content and you're not subscribed already, please do so, and follow my socials too. They're linked in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.